What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I drive a 2006 Acura TL 6-speed base, and from the factory it does not come with a spoiler unless you get the optional A-spec spoiler, which looks like this. Since owning it day one, I did want to make it a Type S replica. I got the Type S wheels, still one of my favorite OEM wheels of all time. I got the Type S replica spoiler, I got the headlights, I got the A-spec kit, but for a while now I've been moving away from the OEM look, and I've been eyeballing this aftermarket spoiler for like 2 years now. It's a Duckbill spoiler from Endless RPM. Go check them out for any of your Acura TL needs. So 2 reasons why I didn't get the spoiler right away. Number 1, you know me, I'm a cheap dude. This is a budget build. Reason number 2, the spoiler can be easily stolen due to no bolt-on applications. I've said it before, I don't live in the safest neighborhood. I installed a very similar spoiler in my old Accord. I had it for a few days until somebody ripped it off overnight. Yeah, I really hate people sometimes. Anyways, I finally pulled the trigger and got it. I did try to find a cheaper alternative to a Duckbill spoiler for the TL. I ordered a Duckbill spoiler made for an Evo, but the spoiler was way too long for the TL. I ordered one from a Civic, and the length was actually pretty good, but the shape of it didn't match the TL's trunk very well. I could have tried to retrofit it, but that would have been way too much work. So I finally gave in and I bought it off Endless RPM. There are a bunch of other options for aftermarket spoilers, but this one is my favorite. There's a bunch of lip style spoilers from Spoiler King. The CSL ones look way too big in my opinion, and carbon fiber options are just way too out of my budget. Plus, if it ever got stolen, I would just sit in the corner and cry for a few days. While waiting for the new Duckbill spoiler to arrive, I did work on the trunk and remove the replica Type S spoiler. Super easy to steal too. Super easy to remove. I took some fishing line, I ran it underneath the spoiler and pretty much sawed it off to help remove it from the trunk. It's just attached by 3M double-sided adhesive tape. Super sticky stuff, so it was a little bit hard to remove. I tried to remove any of that excess goo by hand and then hit it up with some Goo Gone and a microfiber towel. Took a little bit of time, but I got it done. And that's it. That's all it took to get it back to an OEM trunk. It comes just like this, primed and ready for paint. There is also a carbon fiber option, and I was thinking about wrapping it and see how that comes out, but I can never find the exact color to color match the anthracite gray that's on this TL. A black spoiler may flow better with my blacked out taillights, but I tend to swap taillights frequently, and I did originally want to wrap it black, but I changed my mind and wanted a more clean OEM look, so I chose to paint it. I went to my local paint shop so I can get a can of anthracite metallic gray that matches the TL, and that was a fail. The can kept getting clogged and the paint kept spraying blotchy. Felt like it was losing pressure. I went back to the paint shop and they replaced the nozzle with a new one, and it sprayed again pretty good. But once again, the exact same thing happened, and I said screw it, and I just went back and returned it. It's weird because this has never happened to me, even with cheap cans of paint. So keeping it on a budget, I did try to find the closest matching paint can that I can that's off the shelf. I did some research and came up with this color from Duplicolor. Just got done laying the paint, 3 coats. Pretty much 3 medium to light coats, and here's how it's looking. It's actually looking really good. It definitely looks like it matches the anthracite gray on the TL perfect. Oh, and I didn't explain, I had the box put just like this, so I think this is perfect so I can get underneath. I think when I started spraying it was a little high. Stuff kept going on top of it and the wind just kept blowing, but having it a little lower definitely removes that. Less wind, less particles are going on it. Fortunately, I don't have any type of booth. I can't do it in the garage because there's so much stuff in the garage, but this is my setup for now and it works. For spoilers, this pool noodle definitely came in handy. It is able to bend with the spoiler. It's not shifting or moving anything, and helps raise the spoiler up so that I can get it those little tight spots. It's pretty much ready for clear coat. I'm gonna do 3 medium coats of clear. It has a lot of sparkle on it. You can definitely see like how it shines when the light hits it. It's crazy. We got so much noise outside, guys, sorry about that, but here's the can. I got this from AutoZone. The price of the cans kind of vary, but it's still a lot cheaper than something you would get at a paint shop. It is a Toyota color, and here it is. BTY 1619 magnetic gray metallic is the color. I'm gonna leave a link for this down in the description box below. We'll see the final results when we put on the clear coat. And I did do some searching online. I came across a Toyota forum, and Toyota had a very similar anthracite gray, and you can't tell me that this doesn't match pretty well. Like, this is the trunk right now. It matches pretty well. Like, if it's a few shades off, I'm actually okay with it, because going on the trunk, it's just a spoiler, pretty much an accessory to the car. I wouldn't use this to, like, say paint match the car. I would definitely go to a paint shop for that. Like, if you're doing body work, definitely don't use this can. Use something more professional and from a paint shop. But this will do for any accessories. Like, I would definitely recommend this for any small things like an emblem, little trim pieces like this. But if you're doing a whole car, don't use this. Use the proper stuff. And of course, this is the clear that I'm using, 2K clear from Spray Max. I use this on the wheels. It's holding up really well. It's pretty much ready for clear, 3 coats. So let's get to it. And here it is, guys. After 4 light to medium coats, here's the final results. Yo, it is actually looking really good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm loving the color. I actually just put it up to the TL. It looks like it's about 95% match, at least to my eyes. It looks like it matches pretty damn good. I'm loving the color. It does look like exactly like anthracite metallic, just like what's on the TL. Oh my gosh, yo, I am super hyped to put this on. It's been a couple hours. I let the clear coat pretty much just cure, but I'm gonna wait until probably 2 days later for it to help it fully cure. I'm gonna sand and buff it down to make it super shiny. There are some like little defects or burrs, like you see here. There's little things here and there. That's just the result of painting outside. I think I did a pretty good job of laying down the clear coat. I did go a little ham, and there are a few runs like right here, right here. So I'm gonna try to sand it down, try to make it as smooth and mirror finish as possible. But yo, this turned out really good. Give it a couple days to cure. I'm gonna sand and buff it and throw it on the TL. Yo, I'm super hyped. So here it is. I'm pretty much done with it. As you can see, it looks pretty good. So first step was peel it off by hand with a glove. Just get all the old adhesive off. It's stuck on there pretty good. I got like about, I don't know, 75% of it off. The rest, I used a little Goo Gone and a microfiber towel. Went over it for like, I don't even know, a dozen passes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. It works on the easy stuff, but the more caked on stuff, I had to go to this Maguire's Mirror Glaze 105. This stuff is really good for detailing. As you can see, it is a lot of shine. Is pretty big discrepancy. Like for the trunk, it's faded over time. So as you can see right here, this whole trunk needs to be like that. If anything, this whole car needs to be detailed. But for the trunk, sun beating over here, and then it gets a little bit more shiny. You can definitely see it right here. Unfortunately, there is damage from over time and probably from the last spoiler. So there's like a little line right here. You definitely see it. There's paint bubbling up, but all that doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up. The only thing I was worried about is how the spoiler probably comes off 2 inches right here. There was a line of sticky adhesive, and that is going to be showing. I already kind of mocked it up, and that line that was going right there was definitely going to be seen. So this should hide it. You can still see different shades of paint from this area to this area, but it should be less noticeable because of that stuff. I have a feeling this trunk was repainted because there's like a line of like clear coat right here. They probably masked it off right here, but It's really hard to see, but you can definitely feel it if you run your fingers through. I did notice it when I first bought the car, but I assumed it was okay. But I'd rather have the whole car repainted. In the meantime, just little detailing here and there, but this trunk is ready for the spoiler. So just cleaned it up just a little bit. Didn't really make much difference using the Maguire's 105 with the drill attachment. I could probably go down a little more, but I'm not too worried about it. It does have clear coat to protect it. It's not super shiny, but the trunk isn't shiny anyways. So there it is. Not much difference like I said, but it comes out okay, and it's already clear coat for protection. I cleaned this off with the soapy water. I am ready for the 3M tape. It's gonna lay it down, and from this side all the way to that side, gonna go from top and bottom, and in the middle I'm gonna use that clear silicone stuff. So it's pretty much gonna sandwich it in. So tape right here, and silicone right in the middle. So when the silicone spreads, it doesn't go past the 3M. And hopefully that helps it hold on. So clean this up with the microfiber towel, soapy water, wiped it all around. And then I wiped it a second time with isopropyl alcohol to give the trunk and the spoiler as best adhesion as possible with that 3M tape. Hopefully that makes it stick really good. Double-sided 3M tape already stuck on. I already made a little hole in there, so I'm pretty much just gonna blab a whole big chunk of the silicone stuff right in the middle. So when we put it on, it should just flatten it out, and this will help hold it in place. So hopefully it has really good adhesion. I haven't used this personally with spoilers or anything like that. I've only read the forums, and a lot of people saying this helps with any spoilers or any little trim pieces like that. So hopefully that helps big time. Oops, I went a little too ham here, but literally just have probably like a ½ inch line, if a little bit less. Don't know if it's enough, I don't know if it's too much, so hopefully that helps with adhesion. Let's put it on the car. I'm excited. The Duckbill spoiler looks so good, guys. It really completes the vision I'm going for the TL. I wish I did a better job painting, but painting is never easy. I don't have a booth, I gotta make sure I'm well ventilated, and I'm painting with all the elements against me. Maybe I'll bring it to a paint shop in the future to get it professionally done. For 30 bucks doing it myself, I gotta say I'm pretty happy with the results. I'll leave a link for everything, including where to buy the spoiler. So it has been a few days and the spoiler is still on, fingers crossed. Shortly after installing the spoiler, I did take a drive. Wifey wanted milk tea. I drove on the street, I drove a few minutes on the highway, and the spoiler looks perfectly fine. Although the silicone adhesive does take a while to fully cure, but the double-sided tape that Endless RPM provides is good enough to do the job. So it's good to know that it's not gonna fly off the highway. Anyway guys, that wraps it up for this video. Thanks for watching as always. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.